Data elements, SQR data elements. This is the bigger picture of the SQR data elements. If you see, we discussed about SQR variables. SQR columns, those are independent. SQR variables, yes, they might be string variable, they might be date variable, they might be list or numeric. SQR literals, yes, date literals, string literals, and numeric literals. In numeric variables, they might be decimal, float, or integer. Generally, in the numeric, it's a number. SQR predefined variables. In people code also, we have some predefined variables, system variables, percentage date time, percentile component, percentile menu. Like that, here also some predefined variables are there. Here I listed some. Current line, which denotes the current line number within the current page. Current column number of the page. Page count, current page number. We used the page count in our footer of the program. Like that, here I listed some of the predefined functions. You can go ahead with them. Manipulating data elements. We discussed about data elements. We discussed about variables. We discussed about literals. We discussed about SQR columns. Now, how we will manipulate the data elements? Manipulating means we can change the data elements. First, arithmetic commands. Mathematics, arithmetic. They will deal with numbers. Arithmetic operations, they will deal with numbers. That's why we can use these four commands: add, subtract, multiplication, and division. If we have salary in the salary variable, it's a numeric variable, add salary to the total by department. Yes, then what will happen? Total by department will include salary every time. If it's creating a loop in a program, for each and every employee salary we are getting, and we are adding it to the total by department. Subtract 1 from employee count, add 1 to employee count, multiply, divide, like that. That means here we can add, we can operate, we can apply arithmetic commands on numeric variables mostly, not on string. One important command, move. Move command is more versatile than arithmetic commands. Arithmetic command is applicable only on numeric variables. Arithmetic command applicable on mostly numeric variables, but move command is more versatile than arithmetic command. In addition to moving data from one field to another, it can also perform data conversions. Unlike arithmetic commands, move command can handle data of any format. It's not limited to only numeric. The source and target fields for the move command can have different formats. That means you are storing a value in a string variable. You are storing a value in numeric variable. Then you can convert the numeric variable into string variable. You can convert the string into numeric. For example, the source can be a numeric variable and the target can be a string variable. Yes, in this case, the command not only moves the data but also performs the numeric to string conversion. While we are writing the output file, if you are deciding this should be a string in the output file, then you can convert your numeric data into string data. Let us say this is the SQR program. There is no move command, first of all, in this SQR program. They haven't used the move command. Okay, no problem. Here, observe carefully. Move. What is this? This is called literal, string literal. I can say like that. String literal into one variable. Here, move previous year. We know year means it's a number. Previous year to dollar previous year. Dollar means we know it's a string variable. Like that. And one more point. Can the move command move string into numeric? That means the reverse. Is it possible? 100% it is possible, but the string must contain a valid number. If it has characters like alphabets, then it won't possible. Examples of move command. Move ampersand phone to the string variable in this format. We can call this as edit masks. That means, let us imagine we are getting a phone number like this. Then, while performing this conversion from ampersand phone value is this one. If this move command is executed, then this variable will have data like this. The same format. 1, 2, 3. It's a gap 456 hyphen 789. We can call it as edit mask. That means format of the text in the variable. Move salary to the dollar salary. Then they are applying a mask $9, 999, dot double nine in this format. Move month DD YYYY to the date mask. That means move is a command. We can move the data from one variable to another variable. We can convert the variable type, data type from numeric to string, string to numeric. Some string manipulation commands. We can use the find command, find John in this full name. Concatenation. We can concatenate this zip with address. Extract, encode, string, unstring, all these are the string manipulation commands. Let command. In people code, if you would like to apply one variable information, like let us say in people code, how we will write ampersand employee ID equals to record.value, record.field.value, like let us say employee table dot employee ID dot value. This is the command we will use in people code. But in SQR, if you are writing like this, $employee ID equals to the same value, if you are applying, it won't accept the entry. It won't accept the entry. You have to write let assignment, variable assignment. You have to use the let command. Expressions in the let command can be combinations of operators, operands, operators, and functions. The command can perform variable assignments, string concatenations, numerical calculations, logical expression evaluations, function. That means whatever it may be. In the target, you can have whatever it may be. You can, let us say, employee ID equal to NID plus employee ID, something like that. Just I'm saying. That means the salary, let gross salary equal to basic salary plus allowance. Yes, you can use like that. Let command. Some of the functions, date functions, string to date you would like to convert. Yes, you can use these functions. Date to string, date add, date difference, date now. String functions, is blank, is null, replace. That means here I listed some of the functions which we may use in our SQR programs. Number of other functions also there in our SQR people book, but here I listed some of the functions. Now coming back to our original PPT, data elements. We discussed already about the square variables, everything. Now, manipulating data elements, arithmetic commands, move commands, string manipulation we discussed. Built-in functions. Now, I am going to explain you the original SQR programming which will select the data from database. We designed one program yesterday. This is the program. Now, I am going to design one new program. Begin program. End program. Here, what I am deciding? Only do fetch employee data. This is my procedure I am calling. Here, if I am writing a procedure, begin procedure, end procedure. Now, whenever we are selecting the data in people code, we will use SQL or create SQL or get SQL, all these methods, all these techniques we will use to fetch the data from the database. Here, we have to use a paragraph. It's nothing but begin select. Begin select. Whenever you write in the begin select, good practice is end select. In between, you have to write. Let us say in the database, I am trying to get the data from these two tables. Select a.employee ID, comma, a.first name, comma, a.last name, comma, b.national ID from ps underscore personal underscore data a, comma, ps underscore pers underscore nid b, where a.employee ID equal to b.employee ID, and generally if you are using person ID table in your query, better to write these two commands also. B dot primary NID equals to Y. That means the primary national identification equals to Y, and national ID type equal to primary. Now if you run this query, it will gives you the data like this. 9,328 rows. Now I would like to generate a file with the help of this query. Simply, you can copy this statement here. You tested it already, the query. Here you can place it. But you have to make it in a proper format. Better practice is whenever you are writing SQL statement, no need to place any commas here. System will take care about it. This is the SQL statement. Begin select, end select. Fetch was completed. Next, what we have to do? We have to print it. We have to assign some print parameters as like as this program. Print parameters. Okay, first row, first column, employee ID. First row, first name, employee ID length is 11. We know, let us say 15. 1 comma first name length is 30 or something 50. Let us say 30, 45. National ID 1 comma 70. What we did, we started the program, fetch the data. Here we are fetching the data. While we are fetching the data, we are printing it. Simple, as simple it is. Okay, save it. GEE emp01.sqr. Now try to execute this SQR. emp01 database, I am selecting -ziv. Now if you click on OK, it will run like this. Have you observed it is generating the data? 100% it is generating the data, but it is not per our expectations. Why? Why? Because if you observe here, we written 1, 1. This select statement is fetching how many rows? 9,328 rows. But in SQR program, what you decided? Row will be printed. Row should be printed on the first. Every row should be printed on the first row. That is why it is overwriting like this. Then to avoid that context, here what I am doing? Here I am adding +1. Then every time, whenever you decided to print a row, first row will come 0 + 1. Second row loop will come 2, 3 like that. Now you can run the program once. -ziv. Here it is printing perfectly. Now how many pages? There are no page count. Totally 153 pages. At the bottom there are no page counts. Then do one thing. The same logic what we written yesterday, page count, begin footing, add that logic in our program. In our program, add the logic. Now run the program. At the bottom you see 1 of 159. 1 of 159. Second page. Last page. 159 of 159. Now if you would like to put a heading for each and every page, employee ID, first name, last name, national ID. We can put it like that. We can place the heading. Heading part is already there in our program. Let's try to copy this heading part. Place it here. Heading. I would like to place the same parameters for my heading. But no repetition. That's why I will place like this. Here, employee ID. Now tell me, if I am running the program, is it okay? Have you observed any wrong in this? Just try to observe. Otherwise, run the program. What is this? Error line number 5. Invalid qualifier 1, 45, 1, 70, 1, 1. Invalid qualifier. Line number 2 itself it is giving the error. Line number 2. This is the line number. What is the problem with this line? Here it is executing perfectly. Why it is throwing error here? Any guess?
We had to give some space, I think. That's correct.
Where?
Sample ID. The starting.
And initial space or after this?
The initial space for everything.
No, there is no space. You have
No,
to,
I'm
you are
talking
expecting you have to give a space.
Yeah.
Why?
Like this one is like a static. It's not a thing.
Okay, do one thing. I am creating. I am running the program again. I given a space as you suggested. Let's see it work or not. Same error. Why? Because have you observed one thing here? It's a constant. It is not fetching from the database. We can call it as a literal print.
Yeah.
Print command we have to use. Now try it. Now observe carefully, like this. If I would like to reduce this gap, what should I do in my program? I'm getting this much of gap in between heading and original data. Then what should we do in the program?
You put the plus something like that. Plus.
Heading portion you allocated 4 lines, Srini. Here you have to allocate only 1 line.
Yeah.
That is the gap. Now if you run the program again, it will clear the issue. Here like this. At the bottom, page number. Here, this is the data. Now, if you would like to add country in the program, okay, let's go by program. Selecting data from multiple tables. Just now we did it. Next. One sec. Setup. Where it is. Implicit and explicit printing. Implicit and explicit printing. You know, in our program also we used those 2 techniques. We have not used any print command here. This is called implicit printing. If we used the print command, we can call it as explicit printing. Here no need to use the print command. Here, no need to use the print command. Venkat, can we use explicit printing here? Absolutely, you can. But no, then in that particular scenario, don't give this parameters here. Then what we have to do, I am calling a procedure, do print data. The same type of technique I will use here, begin procedure, print data, end procedure. That means whenever we are fetching each and every line, I would like to print it here. Can we do this? Can we do like this?
Yes.
Yes. But we are calling a procedure fetch data. Here we are fetching the data. Within that, we are calling one more procedure printing the data. What is this? A.employed. You have to use ampersand. Why? Because whatever the data you are fetching, it's SQR column from the database. If you are not using ampersand, then again, system will consider it's a static. It's a literal. If you are using ampersand, then system will consider it's SQR column. Now, if you run the program, same output will generate. Nothing change in it. Same output will generate. Invalid command. What is this?
How you are relating to that one? Because there is no relation, no? The ampersand A, how the system knows is equivalent to this value.
System knows this is the equivalent value, but you have to write a print command again.
Okay.
Got my point?
Okay.
System knows if you are using ampersand, if this is the value fetched from any SQL, then this ampersand b dot national ID is equals to the fetched value.
Okay.
Now, try to run the program again. Now it will print. Why we used print? Why? Because we came out of the procedure. We came out of the select. We selected the data, but we are printing the data in a different procedure. Then the data which is coming here, it will go into the variable, but it should follow a command print. Here, not required. If we are giving the print parameters here itself, we can call it as an implicit print. If we are printing here, it's called, we can call it as explicit printing.
Venkat?
Please.
So suppose you have one more procedure, and in that also you have a select, and but you are using different tables, not the personal data and personal NID, but different tables, and you have alias them as A and B, and you have the same field names too, okay, in that select statement. And in that begin procedure, in that procedure, you write the select statement and call the same do print data because it's the same fields, but they are coming from different table. So the print data will correctly pick up the fields coming from that specific select statement, right?
You would like to print both of them, or both of the data, sorry, that means you would like to print from both of the procedures. Am I right?
Yeah. Yes, but using the same print data function, calling print data in both the procedures. And both the procedures have select statement, but they are using different tables. And they are both aliases as A and B, and in that select statement. And
do. Yes, I understood your point. We will do that. Here, whenever I fetched the employee information, okay, here I am not printing the data. First point, get benefit program for this employee. Okay, then again, and procedure. Here, begin, select, and select. Here I am fetching A dot employee ID, A dot, I think benefit program Patik, I think, 1 second. Select star from PS underscore Ben prog Patik. Benefit program. Benefit underscore program. Benefit underscore program from PS underscore Ben prog Patik. A, where A dot employee ID equals to, what should I pass here? First tell me. Why? Because here I am fetching the data. For each and every employee ID, I am trying to get the benefit program also. What should I pass here?
It will be confusing if I put again A dot employee ID.
How you should pass A dot employee ID? You have to pass ampersand A dot employee ID. This is the value we are fetching in an SQR column, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, do one thing. Here, let dollar employee ID equals to ampersand A dot employee ID. Then you can use this dollar variable here.
Okay.
Got my point?
And again, you have to change the table name, no, in the print data, like the procedure.
Srini. Here, what I will do, the last fetch, the last loop is completed. Here also I can print the data. Otherwise, here I can print the data. Do print data. Here you fetched the employee data. Here you fetched the benefit programs. Everything was fetched. Next, print the data. At the time of printing the data, here you have to add print ampersand. What should I add here? A dot benefit program. If you are asking me a question like this, okay, let us say, first we will do this, next I will explain you one more point. Print benefit program 1,90. First, let's try this. Is it working or not? Why? Because we captured ampersand A dot employee ID into a variable. Whenever I'm calling benefit program procedure for each and every employee, I passed the employee ID variable in the concatenation. Okay.
It will take.
Why?
In the begin procedure print data, you have to change the table name. No, again you're giving the A and A.
Here, right? You're saying.
Yeah.
Let's try, Srini. That's what I'm saying. Let's try.
No, the select statement is not complete when you call the second procedure.
Good point. Okay. But even earlier also, select statement was not completed when we are printing the data, but it is printing. Column names and expressions must be unique or given synonym. Right? That means you have to use some different synonym here. Let us say benefit program P. P dot employee ID, P dot. P. Okay. Now, your question, Geeta. You're saying select statement was not completed. Understood. How the select will work? It is fetching 1000 rows, right? It won't fetch the 1000 rows now. It will fetch first row. For the first employee, it will fetch the benefit program. For the first employee, it will print the data. Second row, second employee benefit program, print the second employee. Like that it will work.
But the where statement is below the do calls. So when it is fetching the first employee, is it applying that where condition?
This is the complete statement. Within that we are writing. If you are writing after the loop, it won't work.
Oh, okay.
If you are writing after where condition, system will consider it is do is a part of where condition.
Oh.
Got my point? Now try to execute this. Couldn't find procedure get ben prog.
Yeah, that's why there is no procedure that one. You have to write the procedure.
Oh, no. Here is the one. We have to change the procedure name. We forgot that.
That's why there is no procedure get ben prog.
You're right. Next error, procedure name used more than once. That's the problem. Okay. Next. Okay. Here one more issue. A dot benefit program is not found. Why? Because we changed the alias. Here also we have to change the alias. P dot. 3 errors. Okay, we resolved it. Now run the program again. Now it is generating the data. That means implicit printing and explicit printing. We can use the logic like that. Now, load lookup I will explain you later. Even within the procedure, you can use within the begin procedure. As of now, what we are using begin select. Begin select will fetch the data from the database. If you would like to update the data, that means update, delete, insert, data manipulation commands in the database. Then you have to use the procedure begin SQL. Begin SQL is the procedure name. That means paragraph. We can call it as a paragraph. Begin procedure, it's a procedure. Within the begin procedure, if we are using select, SQL, we can call those are paragraphs. Loops and decision logic. Loops and decision logic. Okay, just look at our output. There is no benefit program available for some of the employees. Then what we have to do, we would like to, I would like to write some conditional statements. Even you can write a condition here in the SQL itself, and benefit program is not equal to null or not equal to blank. One more concept I can write like this. I am getting the benefit program. If this value not equal to null and not equal to blank, then only print the data. Observe carefully, in people code, if you are using if condition, you have to write a then condition logic, no need in SQR. If benefit program is not equal to null and benefit program not equal to blank, then only print the data. If condition. Now try to execute the program. Observe carefully, limited data, only 29 pages came. Here you observe, national IDs are also blank. Now I would like to call one more logic. If national ID is blank, I don't want to print the data. Then where should I write the logic? Tell me. In my output file, I don't want to see a blank national ID employee.
You can put in the condition, no?
Where?
National ID and national ID type equal to PR and national ID not equal to blank.
Let me here itself. One more if condition on print data, right? You're saying?
No, I'm talking about in the where condition.
No, where condition we can put it. I'm talking about how do we apply some logics in the program. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
If we have a condition like that, if we are in a situation like that, we can't place some conditions in the where class. Then how we will handle the situation? That's my point.
We can put an and condition
Where?
if
Where? Here itself?
Yes.
Why should I put here? So okay, tell me what should I put here?
And condition and b dot national ID
ampersand b dot national ID.
Yeah, that's correct.
Is not equal to blank or not equal to null.
Yes.
Why here? Why? Because you're saying it is printing the data, Venkat. We don't want to print the blank national ID, right? You're saying you're perfect.
Yes.
But what I will suggest, place here. First of all, you are expecting what? National ID shouldn't be blank. Then, if the national ID is blank, why should we call this procedure first of all?
Okay.
No. Got my point? This is called performance tuning. If you are writing the national ID blank or null concept here itself, for each and every employee, it will hit the benefit program procedure and it will execute the procedure and it will come here. Here you are checking the national ID is blank or not while printing the data. Are you getting my point, Srini?
Yeah.
Why should I here? I'm suggesting here, place it. Then here itself you are restricting the program, right?
Okay.
Then if the national ID is blank or null, here itself you are coming out of the loop. Are we clear here or any issues? Otherwise, you can place your ENDF here also.
So,
Is it make sense now, Srini? National ID is blank, not equal to blank or not equal to null, then call the benefit program. If the benefit program is not equal to null or blank, then only print the data. Now, everything is coming under this if condition here. First, we are checking this condition, calling this procedure. Okay. Later, we are checking this condition, printing the data. That means if the national ID is blank or null, we are completely avoiding the remaining logic. Any confusion? Does it make sense to all of you?
Yeah.
Geeta, any questions?
no.
Now, run the program. Is it work or not? It will work or not? These many. Now check each and every page. There is no blank national ID. Done. Next, evaluate. We observe the same function in our people code also, evaluate condition. Here also, evaluate. Now, based on the country, I would like to write some additional statement. Here, let us say, I would like to fetch the country also. A dot country from personal data table. And A dot country not equal to null and A dot country not equal to blank. Here I am getting the country value. Here I am adding the country in the print statement. It's a heading line. Country. At the bottom also, I would like to add the. No, I don't want to add the country here. Here, what I can say. Person. Here I'm okay. Use the same person, something like this. Now, I am getting some country value here. In the person, under the person, if the country is USA, I would like to print Indian. If the country is Canada, Canadian, Indian, something like that. I would like to print some text based on the country value. Here, how many if conditions I have to write for that? Before here, whenever we are printing the data, how many if conditions we have to write? A lot of if conditions. To avoid that, we can use the evaluate statement. Here I am evaluating. Evaluate ampersand a dot country. Okay, ampersand a dot country. We are evaluating when t. Here a dot country value. We know country will be USA. When next, what we have to do? They are calling a procedure. Here, what I am doing? Let dollar person info equals to American. What should I do? Break it. Use a break. The same I will use. Canadian. Let person info will be one more. IND. Indian. When other. I think in people code. Okay, let's do this. Other, we can write it here. I don't think so. Unknown, something like this. Now, what I will do at the end, I will print this variable. Print, comma 110, like this. Here also we have to use the break and evaluate. And evaluate. Now run the program once. Other, it's not accepting. In people code it will accept. Okay, let's try to do this. Otherwise, do one thing here and evaluate. Okay, if there is no value coming in this variable, we can say like this: if there is no value coming in this variable, that means that person is not belongs to USA, Canada, or India. Here what I can do, whenever I am calling my procedure print data, here I will write a if condition. If the value is null, okay, let this value should be unknown. Yes, you can write like this in SQR. Now try to run the program once. Have you observed? Canadian. Canada is coming. There is no other data available in my system. That's why it is showing like this. In this way, you can use if and evaluate. Evaluate, yes, you can, based on this logic. If country is USA, you can call one procedure. If country is Canada, yes, you can call one more procedure. Like that also you can do. This is the logic for loops and decision logics in SQR. You can use the looping also the same. Any issues? Have you followed with me?